Hello again and welcome to KCB 205 Professional Communication Lecture 7 on oral communication, and this video deals with part 2, develop and design a professional presentation. When you are asked to deliver an oral presentation, make sure that you plan it carefully. For example, know the purpose. If you are there to persuade, make sure that you understand who is the decision maker and how the decision-making process is rolling. If you're there to inform, separate facts from point of views. And if you're there to entertain, you might need to add a little bit of humor. We talked about how important it is to analyze the audience and know your audience before. And for example, know their previous experience from the topic you are going to deliver your oral presentations on. Know their individual reason for being in this room listening to your oral presentation, and know how they are going to be able to impact and influence any decisions in the future. Make sure that you know in advance if this is going to be an extremely formal situation or if it's going to be a lot of questions on a very detailed level. And obviously, plan accordingly. Identify in advance the main objectives. If you were asked to identify one single message that you want the audience to take away from your presentation, know that and make sure they remember it when they leave. In a business situation, you are working on your credibility as a presenter. Make sure that you have supporting evidence to everything you present. To you, your message will be crystal clear, but to an audience that possibly never heard about your content before, it could be different. So make sure when you prepare your presentation that the content is presented in a logical way to fit the audience. This is a table of an example of how an oral presentation planning process could look like. The core of an oral presentation is obviously the overall message. And in KCB 205, in the team assessment, your message is based on the professional communication preparation template. If you convert this process into a written structure, a document structure, it can look like something like this. And this template and content was presented in the lecture week 5. But when you're delivering an oral presentation, the organization of the content can be a little bit different to fit the audience again. These are a few examples of logical patterns when you plan and organize your oral presentation. And in KCB 205, which is a persuasive presentation of a proposal, we recommend that you start with a problem and continue with a solution. This is one example of a model on how to plan your content. The sentences and examples are a little bit rough and blunt, but they conclude and summarize the purpose of the different sections. So definitely start the presentation by grabbing the audience attention. Create interest, secure goodwill, create respect, and so on and so forth. And continue by adding the problem, present the problem. Then explain the background to this problem. Give them the rationale behind it. Create credibility by showing that you understand the situation. After this, it's time to present the solution. Present your content in a way that makes them understand that you have a solution to this problem and that you have thought this through thoroughly. To increase the desire to go with your proposal, visualize your solution. Detail out what this solution would look like, and be very clear with how you and your proposal will help them to fix this problem. So in summary, your oral presentation will consist of an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So just because you have ticked off all the items in the preparation template, that doesn't mean that that's going to create a fabulous and brilliant finish to your oral presentation. You need to wrap your oral presentation up in a very professional manner. Over to visual aids for an oral presentation. We have all been exposed to, punished with, made suffering through oral presentations and hideous PowerPoint presentations. This is something we want to try to avoid in a professional context. Remember, the purpose of visual aids is to enhance your message, complement what you're saying, support what you're saying. So don't let the PowerPoint dictate you. You are in charge. Things to think about are font sizes, pictures and graphics. Remember that the PowerPoint presentation is not your script. It's not there to subtitle your presentation. It's there to enhance your message. So when you design your PowerPoint presentation, think about the main functions of a PowerPoint presentation. It's there to save time. It's there to increase the interest. It's there to complement and hold attention while you are giving your talk. It can be there to clarify what you're saying if there are a lot of details needed to present your message. Use a PowerPoint presentation to clarify that. It's there to reinforce your message, to prove a point, to add a tone maybe to your presentation. It's definitely there to aid your audience's memory, not yours. So again, don't use this as your script or to subtitle your talk. In every professional context, it's important with references, so use that on your slides. In-slide references are required in every professional context, and also a final reference list on your last page. So in summary, when it comes to visual aids, keep these 3 criteria in mind. Simplicity. Too much details will be distracting. And keep your slides clear and concise. Make your design consistent and clear. Take your audience's need into consideration, rather than trying to add as many features as possible. Please feel free to use visuals to increase attention and understanding, but try to avoid animations. They are mostly just distracting. And finally, I can't stress enough how important it is that you work on your PowerPoint presentation to enhance your oral presentation, rather than subtitling it or using it as your script. Thank you for taking part of part 2 of this lecture, and good luck with any future oral presentations.